Where's the Queensland spirit now? First.
Oh, welcome to another podcast from OFD. I'm Sauce.
I'm Berkey.
And we're here with a very special guest, our man, Fraser McReight, number 7. How are ya?
Yeah, thanks, lads. Thanks for having
Cheers,
me.
brother. Give us your fucking Coke
He's
Zero.
cheers Coke Zero.
Yeah, cheers to that, brother.
How are we?
I'll join in on that.
Join us.
Oh, how are ya?
Yeah, good.
Come from training, mate.
Yeah, coming from training.
So, Fraser, if you don't know,
Come
you
on.
should know. You're a fool if you don't. Queensland Reds number 7 and Wallabies number 7. So, pretty good, pretty prestigious to have you on the couch, mate.
Oh,
Pretty.
we've had some honorary guests here, so
Yeah.
You
feeling
look
honoured.
like you scooched right in. You look comfortable.
Oh, mate, these are bloody comfy, these things.
These couches have seen things.
Yeah.
They probably shouldn't have.
Mate, these could talk. Holy.
You would have had a few nights at the Caco.
Oh, always. Caco's great.
Is
Always
there
good
a
to us.
night that springs to mind that was a good one?
Oh, for sure. It'd be when we won the AU final here in
Yep.
21.
Yeah. That was a
outstanding.
huge night.
Yeah.
That was who just played the Brumbies?
Yeah, played the Brums, and
Yeah.
if you remember the game, we got over, I think, after full time.
Yeah.
Went to like 83 minutes. Had about 5 minutes on the line where we just went penalty.
Mate, did Nella knock that on?
I think he says he did. Yeah, I think he says openly says it too. And we talk about it in the Wallabies that year, and Dan McKellar, forwards coach, but he was the Brumbies head coach, and he would be like, "Yeah, Dan, I knocked it on," and he's just filthy.
That is gold. And then of course Jock scored after that.
Yeah.
And then you guys won the game, and then I think the whole of Suncorp just erupted. That was COVID year, eh? All year after?
Year after,
Yeah.
because we lost to them in the actual COVID year, and then came up here, and it was weird because we played them 2 weeks prior, and they similar thing. We were losing like 12 or 17-0, came back, and we call it the hand of God, because he was at the breakdown with about 3 minutes to go, and he just blatantly slaps the ball, no penalty. So then we win that, which means we guarantee home grand final.
Yeah,
that's-
and then
yeah.
we went on and be able to get it. Got over 42,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
there.
going to say, would that be the biggest crowd you would have played in front for the Reds? At
for sure,
Suncorp?
for sure.
Was that limited? Was that still limited attendance at stadiums, or
I don't think so. I'm not too sure.
because I remember the Grandy was the
didn't
NRL
talk
grand
to the
final.
ticket
It
tech
was
people?
no,
might
yeah,
have been,
yeah. I remember the Penrith South one. That was they did the same thing, but that's still a huge crowd. That's ripper.
Yeah,
That's
well, something we've never really experienced, going there, having pretty much the top, bottom 2 tiers, people in the third.
Yeah.
And it's wow, it's deafening. It's definitely such an advantage.
We are red when those top 2 tiers are
100%.
filled up, mate.
Oh, it's
Cheers.
great.
Can we get more Reds fans at a game? What do we got? We just got to win, don't you?
Oh, pretty notorious bandwagon, aren't we? Queensland
that's
fans.
right. Yeah.
We are in everything, any sport.
You look at the Lions when they were,
Yeah.
not doing too well a few years ago, and now they're packing out the Gabba every week. So
They're selling it out. And I tell you what, you'll be getting a bit toey for that Lions tour because that'd be your first one, eh?
yeah,
Next
first one.
year?
Yeah.
No, he was alive playing 12 years ago. Berkey.
Well, mate, we'll touch on it later. But me and Fraser have a bit of history, but we'll get into that later into the body shareholders. But good win from the Reds on the weekend. You didn't play due to suspension, and Saucy and I, we've had our time at the judiciary, and we just had a look at the footage, shareholders, and look, he just needs to work on his technique.
Mate, simple as that.
It's bullshit. I thought. I watched
No,
it. and
well,
was
we just watched it then. Can you tell the shareholders, because I found this very interesting phrase. So you're 6 week suspension, but you've done a little tackling course and it's down to 3?
Well, it's just now with World Rugby and a lot of the stuff around the head, and it's a big serious issue, right? So
Yeah, absolutely.
They call it low, mid, high range in terms
Yeah.
of head contact suspension. So mine was I think it's called mid is the bottom you can get, because at low it's doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
done, but mid is the lowest, and that means it comes in at 6 weeks. So 6 weeks
Yeah,
suspension
right.
is you won't be able to get anything under. But I was able to drop to 3 just due to the fact good behaviour. Haven't had one before. It's first time offence.
Yeah.
Automatically dropped to 3. There's remorse and that as well, and all that sort of stuff. And then every 12 months, you can do a tackling course. So be able to drop that to another week. So that's all good to go.
When did you do that? Did you?
Yeah, I did it last week.
So they make, or you voluntarily do it every so you can do it once in a 12-month period?
In like if you get suspended.
Right.
So like obviously now if I say in 2 years' time, you get another card or something, it goes down 6 to 5.
But you can't do it again in this year if you like it.
No,
hopefully not. Touch wood.
Yeah.
What did you learn? What did you learn there? What do they
tackle low?
Who's coaching?
Well, mate, get a bit of one-on-one time with my defences coach. Always good, Brad. He's a good fella. And it's just sort of you relate it back to the incident itself.
Yeah.
Just reaction time and all that sort of stuff. So sort of just a bit of niggle, but it's got to be done.
Yeah, tick a box.
Yeah.
Mate, I feel like there's a few players that should be doing this tackling course weekly.
Well, the game itself it's a weird one in terms of like how much stuff gets unnoticed or gets noticed. Like it's a weird. It's very fickly. So there's a lot of factors that go into it. So
the game's reviewed within an inch of its life. I think. Like you're right about that. Like some things they're overlooked when they probably shouldn't be. Like Kiwi sides used to get away with a lot of shit, and now you look at it and it's
probably just an example is like if I'm tackling and I'm hitting your head. If you don't carry on and you just get up and you play, the chances of that maybe getting picked up or sided is so it's minimal compared to if you're lying on the ground holding your face, mate. They're reviewing that.
Yeah,
ARs are coming in from the side. That's foul play. So it's just.
Don't be a soft cock, and if you're fine, get up.
Yeah, what we say, our views and what we say are not reflected to Fraser's views, just in case.
World Rugby, let's be crystal clear. What comes out of our mouths is not the same as Fraser, but
we'll say what we want.
I have an issue, and this is not an issue, but something that I'm curious to know as a player, because it feels like as a fan, rules are constantly changing. Does that feel the same as a player or no? Or like you're constantly getting updated, obviously, with the rules.
Surely.
Like my number one thing is Fraser, and I did coach you back in the day. Spoiler alert, shareholders. When you can't dive on the ball outside of a ruck. That rule.
Yeah.
Talk me through that rule, because as a kid you're taught to jump on the ball.
Well, I get that, and that still happens, right? I think it's just more about the premise of staying on your feet,
right?
And if it does spill out, look. It's a weird, odd one. It's just what it is now. They want you standing on your feet, and if it spills out, they want you to be able to be good enough to come around, stay on your feet, pick it up, rather than just diving over the ball. But mate, there's rules change all the time. I think there is rules that have come in. It's definitely for the better. You look at take it out from the NRL book. We've got 50-22s now.
Yeah, they're
which
sick.
are awesome. They're able to. They just change up the the way the back three and the backs actually approach kicking, which normally probably is a way that fans probably thought kicking duels in rugby union quite boring because you're just kicking it.
Yeah,
but it's great for the game.
I like the one where if you catch it off a kick, you can't be held up in a maul.
Yeah,
because that was like. You get a big second row there and you're catching like a Cheslin Colby or something. They're not going. That's a maul.
Yeah.
Like every day of the week. I reckon it's good they took that out.
I think what I'm trying to say is like you as a player, you would have been taught your whole life, don't dive on the ball. So then is it hard to change that habit now, or you just have to? Like, do you guys practice you can't dive on the ball?
No, well, the chances of it, that rarely happens, I think, nowadays.
So I'm getting a bit picky.
Yeah, you're getting a bit heated over something that's quite small, mate.
I think it's because it gave away a penalty to the Wallabies in the World Cup. Oh, and look, we're not going to go there, but it was just a weird rule for me.
I didn't like the rule I hated, or not a rule, but on the weekend when you played the Samoa guys, what are they? Moana. Jesus, sorry. When Tate head-hired that guy, he'd come in with the swinging arm, was a bit aggressive, but didn't really connect him. Like, he sort of punched the ground and his bicep got him. Then you go on 10 phases later, score a sick try. I think Fluky scored it. And then it gets taken back literally almost 10 phases. And then the try's taken off you.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
What are you doing, mate? You're all over the place.
What is going I think it's...
Here, I'm sitting on it, brother. Jesus.
I think that's a weird one, though. I think it's just more, the intent behind it.
Yeah.
And that's probably what he got done for in the end.
The swinging arm.
To be fair, he probably is lucky he didn't connect his shoulder, because if he did, mate, that's 12 weeks.
Untate Real on tape,
yeah.
like. Did you give him shit?
Nah, because you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as he knew straight away, and it's not something you just like. Probably if he had his time again, he's not doing it. But
Yeah.
you know straight away, and you got to be, mate. Like
You both strike me as smart footballers. Like, I don't know why. Like, you like kind of a student. He is a student of the game, you'd say, as a halfback. Like, are you? You know?
I think I like to view the game as just, my dad always said the biggest strength you can have is between the ears.
Yeah.
Student of the game, I enjoy watching rugby now that I'm sort of in it. Do I know all the rules? The ones that don't relate to me, probably not,
Yeah.
But that may become later if you want to become a coach. I'm not too sure, but, I like the game, yeah. But
Yeah.
do I like getting away from footy? Yeah.
What does student of the game even mean?
Well, someone that wants to learn the game inside and out, I think maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, someone who just from probably an athlete or a player, someone who just probably sits down, watches heaps of footy.
Yeah.
Like we're talking European footy, we're talking for pure enjoyment. Like I like doing that, but I do the 5-minute highlights. I'm not watching the games. Or
you're a mini reel type guy on KO.
Yeah.
You watch the 5-minute. I mean, on Stan.
Probably more YouTube.
But plus two, like when you play so much, you also just want to have a life that isn't involved around rugby.
Oh, 100%. It's so important to get away. And rugby
so what's
itself,
a habit of yours? A hobby?
play golf. Love playing golf. We've got a good crew.
How
at the
do you
Reds.
go with the sticks? Because, you don't strike me as an amazing
Mate,
golfer.
very, very crickety swing. So, pretty average, but it's fun to get out there. And
You're just a hacker.
I'm taking the piss.
bit of a hat. Nah, it's more just
Where do you play?
Nudgy. Remember at Nudgy?
Remember at Nudgy,
A few of us
okay.
there. Me, Wills. I play with Lawson, Nass, Josh Nass as well. So
Yeah.
there's normally us four there.
I'm a Virginia heritage back
Yeah,
nine guy.
yeah. Very good. If you want to get away and chunk it up, then go there.
Turn your phone off.
Who's
When
the
you
player
see-
to beat in the Reds? Who's pretty handy with the sticks? Is it Jordan Pateo, I hear? Or is that completely off
not
the
Geordie.
ball?
I think when Tom Liner hits it really well, him and Isaac Henry, before he did his knee, he was playing off about 7.
Wow.
Before that, though, it was Harry Hoopert. Harry Hoopert was outstanding, mate.
Really?
He was off scratch.
How was Dizzy?
Mate, actually, I was getting calls from him today. He's out on the piss with Brookie Hardacre. He's a boy that's come over anyway.
Yeah.
He's spamming me in Wilson on
He's in
Instagram.
LA, isn't he? Yeah.
And Brookie's just gone over and spamming me. He's like, pick up, get Wilson on the phone. I'm like, mate, we've got training, mate. We're like,
He loves a video call, that bloke. I'll tell you what.
He does.
He loves a video call.
He's gone well, I think. So it's
Yeah.
good.
What have you been approached overseas? Is that something later in life, maybe, or you're fully contracted now? Obviously,
Obviously, like a few years ago, there was clubs because obviously they didn't know what was happening.
yeah.
But now I'm committed to like I want to be here.
Yeah.
Some great things. Home World Cup. It's definitely
British and Irish
Lions as well
Lions.
next year, but. Signed up to end of 25, so that's something I want to be a part of and be there. I assume I'd love to stay in Australia for as long as possible, right? That's it's a dream. Playing for Australia, playing at the Reds is awesome. Being in my home state, playing at Suncorp, but you got to go overseas, I suppose, at some stage. You got to from all the older boys that I've spoken to, it's an experience having the World Cup in France, seeing how they play over there. It's just such different lifestyles, and that's what it is.
You're a Brizzy boy, hey?
I was born on the coast,
Yeah.
sort of up there as well, but yeah, Brisbane.
We do our research here.
What I've always wanted to know this, mate, and the Reds obviously pumped the Highlanders on the weekend. The Reds team song,
Yeah,
what's it called? And can you give us a couple lines?
I can. It's
And we'll get in it with you. Like once we,
I don't know if
once you give us the lyrics, mate, we'll fucking.
I won't give
fire
you too
away.
much, but it's based off Akadaka TNT.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
Reds.
Yeah, it's Queensland Reds, and everyone's Reds, Queensland Reds, Dynamite. Mate, you're putting me off. I don't know if I want to give it away.
Is it exclusive? Does
I
no
don't
one
know.
actually know? Because this is
You
why
bang
I'm
the
asking.
bin. I've seen a video.
Yeah,
you
it's
bang
like
the
boys
bin.
again, behind the shed smacking. It's like a dog on the bone.
Yeah, I like that.
We are maroon. Like it's a great. Yeah, it's just it's
Queensland Reds.
yeah. Well, Thorny brought it in. I didn't know what it was too, but I don't know what they sung
Right.
before. Sort of Thorny came because they came in and just revamped it all.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And, Boys get around. It's
good
good.
to sing your team song. I didn't sing too much of mine at Norths. Probably about could count it on two hands, and I'm not kidding either.
I think that's still what's happening. They should have won on the weekend
draw,
too.
I heard.
They should have.
Against
They
Sunnybank.
were up, and there was a chip and chase or something on the.
Look, I'm not affiliated anymore.
No.
I
got the
tell
shits.
you what, they'd be singing their team song at North after a draw, mate. And if you
Well,
took
that's a
the
win,
line,
yeah.
Shareholders, you would have been home and O's.
He said the line's usually 50.
It's normally 50, isn't it? Surely against North.
No, I love North.
Can I ask why you didn't come to Jeeps and you went to the filth?
Mate, Stu.
Yeah, right.
Well,
your brother.
my
nice
brother.
one.
Mate, Jeeps was probably they never out of school. They never approached. No, it was always Norse.
Right.
The one, obviously at the time, knew the president.
Imagine that. You could have changed the club, mate.
Wes were there.
Yeah,
UQ obviously, but it was just more because that the scholarship they saw. And then brothers, and then realistically it came down to being on the north side. Boy, brothers is the go-to. My family. Stu played there, so mum and dad were like.
Was it between Norths and Brothers? Is that what you were about to say? Were we this close to signing you?
It was more that I had close affiliations to the people running this. It was probably more between what West could offer me and but at the time that was before everything. It was just off-field stuff in terms of what I wanted to do university-wise. But now it's more. But yeah, super happy went to Brothers and not Jeeps, mate.
Yeah, fuck no, mate.
They didn't even come to the table.
Mate, we love you down at Yoku Road, so just don't ever forget that. Pal. But I want to say, Shareholders, so I coached Fraser in, was it grade 8 or grade 9? I didn't know,
grade 8
I was your coach.
No, I think it was grade 9. Grade 8 you were in grade 12. And the boys got up, Ross Oval.
The boys got up, that's right.
Ross Oval.
Talk us through that experience, just being a young grade 8er and watching.
Just want to pump your tyres up, don't you?
I've got it.
I even remember it. It was ridiculous.
Mate, it was honestly, I think it's what made me fall in love with rugby.
Yeah. That happened. We'll clip that up.
That happened to me in grade 8 when at Nudgee our year 12s won, and same thing, like full grandstand. You can think of it.
Yeah.
But
at that stage, I'd played club rugby at Albany Creek, and we were always dominant. And we played Grammar.
Yeah. You watched me play a few times. I reckon. Yeah.
Always.
I was a 7 back then.
Headgear?
Yeah.
Good man. But I was 8. So, but yeah, went to and Grammar obviously always weren't the best. But then so it was weird. And then watching the first, which traditionally. Then it was just came down, and obviously Stu was there around it, so it was good to sort of know. And then I remember being on the sideline, and it was packed, 10,000 people there.
It was crazy.
Both teams are one loss. Happened to be the grand final in which happens every 6 or 7 years. Just unbelievable.
Was that the day the bull got loose?
Yeah,
it was a bull running around on Ross Oval and could.
I heard we're in the sheds. I heard
teams are stacked, like grammar wise. Got people that might know, Greeny and Jack,
Corny.
and obviously we spoke about Stixie before. They had the Tuddles, McLean Jones.
That team was freakish.
You would have played against a few of them. Yeah. No, like Bobby Tuttle, you'd play against.
I played against him.
Played with him too.
Played with him against him later, obviously.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Later,
I was with Jack actually in Mallorca, Corny.
Really?
Yeah, after the World Cup had a rendezvous with
the big fella,
the Jap boys. So Benny Gunter, I'm good mates with. So Benny, Corny, and Dylan. Yeah,
they seem like they're having good fun in Japan.
Yeah, mate, they're doing well. Good on them. Their pockets are probably very heavy as well.
Oh, they absolutely will be. So what I didn't want to digress and go to me, but what did you learn from me as a grade 9 athlete back then? Any habits, that you still use today that I taught you? Did you even
be with the forwards, mate? You're just probably doing box kicks and how to pass.
No, I think I taught you a bit.
You probably
just
put us in the truck and trailer, like, boys, get to work, just pick and go.
I thought I was almost, you could have said not only was I backs coach, but defense coach too.
Oh. Mate, it was a long time ago.
Is it tough?
Mate,
I had to tell this. I've been geeing up the Shareholders about how much I taught you back in the day.
It's 11 years ago.
And now you come to me now on the couch and you can't even give me one fucking thing.
Oh, mate. No, you're good for before the game rev ups and halftime talks, motivate the boys. That's what you're good
I
at.
had to rev the boys up, Shareholders, because they were fucking down by plenty at half.
Mate, that's you're not wrong there.
I'm joking.
Got a few wins that year.
Yeah, you did get a couple. Any of the other boys go off to make it from your year or just you?
No, a few boys played obviously post.
But
Post
yeah,
like
nothing
the grade
special.
12, maybe Colts, but nah.
Yeah, nothing.
Not really.
Nothing to run home about.
Mate, how's back to the Reds? How's the inclusion of the Kiwi boys that have come over? Big Hodge and Jeff Tamunga Allen, and you had Penny Ravai last year.
Yeah.
They look like they've made a difference in that pack.
Yeah, they just bring a bit of experience and
Bit of wisdom.
They sort of know what's been happening. Like you look at Jeff. Jeff's a very confident sort of guy, and he's not afraid to speak his mind. And he's obviously played over 100 games for the Hurricanes. He's played in Ireland and played in Wasps before they left the league. And he's been around, so he knows a lot of things. Same with Guppy, we call him, but that's Alex.
Guppy.
Yeah, I don't know where it comes from. We just call him Gups. But yeah, he played the Blues. He started in Christchurch. And
Both
Crusaders.
All Blacks.
Both All Blacks.
Yeah.
They just they're not afraid to speak their mind. Obviously, been through the New Zealand system, so they sort of know. I think that's probably what's bred over there. That if they will speak up, if they want to challenge, they do that. That's what they do. That's what they've brought, which is great because that's sort of what we need. People to hold us accountable. A bit of an older figure as well. Both of those two, so it kind of makes a group a bit more mature, which is good.
Do you, I noticed as well, I could be reading this completely wrong. Have you sort of this year, you guys have taken on board sort of not celebrating after scoring a try? Is that something you talk about? Like just to sort of focus? So I'm reading into that.
Yeah, I think so.
I noticed the Kiwis do it a lot, and I thought they might have like come over. The Kiwi sites, like they really...
I've seen you carry on after.
Mate, you got to.
Yeah. Just, I don't know, I guess I thought like...
Maybe it just depends on... Were we down at that stage or...
Nah, just like sort of scored... Like last on the weekend...
You could take a couple notes when you score a fucking touch try. I can
I'm a wanker, on the TRL field. It's bad. No, I don't know. I just thought they sort of the Kiwi side sort of do that. I thought those boys might have brought it over because it seems like there wasn't a lot of like jubilation after you scored. And it was good because you sort of get back, reset, onto the next job, and like it showed.
I think it's. Yeah, I don't know. I've never thought of it.
Let's not read into that. What I do want to read into, you bring up a good point, is Saucy and I. So you're back in 2 weeks.
Nah, next week.
Yeah, okay. This is big. We were talking about this
who are you
week.
playing against?
Crusaders.
Right.
They're bottom of the table.
And where's that?
In Christchurch.
Bingo.
Yeah.
So Saucy and I were thinking, mate, we want you when you score because we know you're going to score.
You're going to score after this.
We want a celebration for the potty. So can you do like an OFD to the camera? No, don't laugh about it. This is...
Mate, that's like I just watched you trying to do this to the letters and you're struggling.
Well, you'll work on it during training. You'll talk to the boys. And this is how we're just going to evolve, you as a rugby player.
Like the OF.
Oh, no.
Mate, they'll be taking his OnlyFans.
Just,
I need that D on that.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll work on it. But do you think that's something we can look into?
Definitely look into that.
There's
maybe. No, nothing's been said. I don't think.
Like, just imagine it's try July in the NRL, and we need you to give a celebration because we want you to have more fans, and obviously we've got a shit ton of shareholders, mate. And this is really something that if you can pull this off, is going to elevate you into.
OFD,
we just got to figure out the celebration then. I'm all ears.
Yeah, we'll work on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, like I said, there's not much between the years.
We manifest stuff here. That's what we do. We manifest you scoring a try. We're going to. We have. We've
pretty much we've stacked it.
If it's not that game, there's bound to be another one.
Yeah,
so
well, when are you
there'll be an opportunity.
When are you playing the Waratahs? Because you're fucking definitely scoring.
Hey, this is just another one. Isn't the Crusaders are last
at the moment? Yeah, they lost to Force on the weekend.
Yeah,
which they lost their coach, didn't they? Well, like the coach, he's gone to the All Blacks.
Well, yeah, they've lost they've lost
Moanga.
They've lost a godly amount of talent there. Like, it's ridiculous. Whitelock. I don't think Scott Barrett's been playing because of his injury. Cody Taylor hasn't been playing. their centres, Will Jordan.
He's out.
He got ruled out at the start of the year for this season.
Beautiful.
He's a great winger. Is he playing centre over there?
Or fullback.
You say-
No, he
Or-
plays fullback for Crusaders.
Yeah, right.
But they've lost. Had some other centres that haven't been playing.
Yeah.
So due to injury. So
Righto. Well, geez, yeah, well, fucking hell. You're definitely scoring.
Is that over there?
Yeah. It's a tough place to play over there because it's such
yeah.
an exposed field. Like it's weird, and because it's obviously Christchurch, the earthquake. It's still like you stay there. Like 2 years ago, we played them in the last round of the year, and it was like a weird one where it was a 90%. We made the finals, but it was like a 90% chance of us reversing them for the quarters, 1 or 2v7 or something like that.
Yeah.
So we stayed over there, and it was Christchurch, and we had the best fun because we had our own vans. So it was like,
Nice.
and normally, obviously, Super
Little
Rugby, there's
wicker
no
van.
South Africa tours anymore, and Reds have just brought back in the Pano. But before that, there was no tours, so
Right.
Yeah.
it was great for us. So you could just get in a van and go to training with the lads, and you're driving like fucking lunatics, and it's just
sick.
yeah, it was good. But then the place is like really like you go into for a coffee, and there's just a random block that's just grass because it's like you can't build on it because probably
'Cause the earthquakes,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then it's and the field is obviously moved now to another
Yeah.
place, but it's
Yeah.
just really open and it gets quite cold there, South
Yeah.
Island. So
Would you would have played when you had the South Africa tours? Where's your favourite place to go? Like New Zealand?
well,
South Africa? Even
so
more,
in-
like on a Wallabies tour, you know?
yeah, okay, well,
And then most intimidating. So go bang, bang.
Yeah.
you can't beat spring tours.
Yeah.
They're really fun. Obviously been on one which was 22, and that was a big one. Normally they're 4 games or even maybe 3. We played 5, so we played every.
Well,
We went,
every team.
yeah, we went Scotland, France, Italy, Ireland, Wales. We didn't play England because we played them in the June Test series.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
so-
that was here. Yeah, I went to that.
yeah,
in
so that's
Sydney.
why we didn't play them.
Yeah.
But mate, that is fantastic. Like you go to Murrayfield, which is the big stadium in Edinburgh.
Looks like Suncorp a bit, eh? Don't
Mate,
you think? It's like a
It looks like Suncorp, but it's a
fortress.
bit more like it's like a
Yeah.
bowl sort of.
Yeah.
You go there and you drive through and you drive around the stadium. There's people like everyone's outside. Like
Yeah.
they've got the old people on the instruments out there. And they're
yeah,
waving
yeah.
at you. And you get there 68,000 singing and Wales as well. Wales is sort of like Suncorp.
That one, yeah.
Where
that's a
it's
cracker.
Millennium.
yeah,
Millennium,
it's
yeah.
Principality now.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
And it's
Straight up,
but it's
isn't it?
literally like Suncorp where it's in the middle of town. So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you stay at a Hilton and you catch a bus and they do old school like the horses, the big horses with the big troughs or the big feet. They walk you down the cobblestone
That's so
road.
sick.
Literally 5 minutes. It's
That's
packed.
loose.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's it up there. That's it on under the Wallabies jersey.
Oh, that's cool.
What are the
And because it shuts as well. So the
yeah.
actual roof
The
shuts.
roof.
And so when we played there, this was a weird game. We were getting pumped. We were down by like 20 points with 20 to go. We ended up winning by like 10.
That's sick.
And because it's weird because I think the home team, then they get to choose to whether they want to keep it open or shut it. So they decided to shut it. But it was broken. So about a 3 meter slither was open over the halfway line.
Yeah.
And it was just a mud pit, but you couldn't see it because it's been spray painted. So
what?
like a viewer wouldn't be able to see this, but you're
Slipping and sliding.
The amount of grazes from like
Yeah.
the dirt, sand, and
That's
yeah.
insane.
Yeah, it's
So
There
they
could be
spray
an
paint them. They come out and spray
mate,
paint
yeah.
them up.
So it's like, oh, it looks good,
Oh,
but you
yeah,
get up
shit
there and you're like,
house.
you're slipping everywhere, and
Oh.
What the fuck? What so they're the most intimidating. Like in terms of what are they? What's those crowds like? Are they
Intimidating.
respectful or do they feed you?
look, I didn't play. Played 2 games there because obviously Hoops was there.
Hoops was there.
Intimidating, I'd say Eden Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just due to the fact that it's all black. Like there's no
Hmm.
gold in the stadium. You just see black, and typically, like I haven't started a game there. I've come off the pine.
Yeah,
we've been
yeah.
down. We've been losing. So it's
So
like,
you're coming in tough circumstances, aren't you?
well, it's weird because you're coming off the bench, but you've got nothing to lose. So it's
Yeah.
also you play a bit of footy,
Yeah.
which is great. But I can understand why it's a tough place and we haven't won there.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever won there. I haven't.
no,
in
we
a
haven't-
long time.
No, it's been
In a long
ages.
one.
What's
But
it
like-
eyeing off a haka at Eden Park? Like, who do you have your eyes on? Do you pick the smallest bloke out?
No, you
Smith
just.
and just death stare him?
You looking at Smithy?
I'm just looking at everyone.
Or are you just looking at the crowd? Just
Well,
going, "How
I
fucking
haven't
is
played
this?"
there for since we last played there, which is, I don't even know when that was, 2021, I think. And it's just like you take it in. It's like it's a great thing that they're doing, and
it's awesome. I love. That's why I'm interested to know as a player, like what it's actually like. To like, is it because we get a little fucking fired up.
You do get fired up for sure. They do it very well, and you get people at the front like. They get, Rico and normally Artie's at the front who's leading it. And,
who goes?
Aaron Smith was the leader before So they're leading it very well. And, well, it's difficult because I've sort of I haven't really started against him. So it's like, I don't need to waste my energy to get G'd up when I'm just going to sit down. So I can't really answer that. But if you're about to run on 100%, you're looking, you're probably firing your number, looking him in the eye, accepting that challenge and going for it. But, I haven't really had that opportunity at all.
You did that boomerang thing, I think.
Which is cool.
Yeah, that was
awesome.
Yeah, that's a cool thing to do.
The triangle.
There's different ways to go about it. Obviously, that's their way to spark themselves up, and you can understand why they normally start really red hot, just because they get going and sort of how can you we thought of how you could take away from that in our mind and use that energy, back and put it on us.
Well, that's interesting.
Whether it works, I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, because we'd love to see you starting this year in the 7 jersey. Joey Schmidt, I know you're a massive fan, mate. Just pick the big fella at 7. So, it'll be interesting to know if you do happen to start. Well, we know that Fraser is staring his number 7 in the eyes and he's going, "You are mine."
Maybe.
Hypothetically speaking, Fraser, mate.
Look, hypothetically, in that situation, I think I'm probably just looking at everyone and seeing what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's not that much for you, is it? It's just you're there to play the game.
Yeah.
Your sport. You
don't want to read too much into it.
Exactly. Your sports psychologist too would be saying, "Berkey, just chill the fuck out, mate. Chill," because I'd be up.
No, you would be up.
Holy shit yourself,
mate.
You dead set shit yourself.
I would up 100%. There'd be so much brown leather coming down my ass,
mate. Who's your favourite hombre to play with? Who do you bounce off? Obviously, Wilso.
Yeah, Wilson's a big one.
Yeah. Like just because your brothers
Smitty
connection or
good mates, but we do the same sort of stuff. Like
it's good to watch. Like
I know where he's going to go. I know he finds me with his offloads.
Yeah,
I try to support him. That links up my game. I know he's going to be a strong carrier.
Yeah,
he's confident on the field. He talks well. He's definitely one for sure.
Yeah.
I love playing Smithy. Love playing with him.
Yeah. Now you and Will so do. I'm trying to think what your bond is. Who I could relate your bond to, like 2 previous players back in the day.
Did you ever hate him? Like you've ever hated him? No, like you didn't play against each other like back in the day, or
yeah. Well, me and Will's have been playing footy together since
No,
both. So I was an 8 and he was an 8.
Yeah,
and we used to play each other. So but we first played with each other when we were 12 for Met North. Yeah. I was an 8, he was a 6.
Yeah.
And then played against each other for club. And
he was a 6.
But an 8. And I remember we played cricket with each other when we were 13 and we sort of knew each other through cricket. And then we got to high school. He never really played because he was my age group, but I was playing year above for first and stuff. And then he played in grade 11 and made Queensland schools, and obviously I was good mates with Nas and Zachy Lucas, and then he played Australian Schoolboys with me that year.
Yeah.
And then so we knew there, and then he came to Brothers, and then...
I remember watching you on TV for the Oz Schoolboys.
Yeah.
You're both wearing headgear, and I think you might have played over in Italy or France or something. Or
no, we played...
in the wet. It was pissing down rain, and he's won, I think.
Under 20s?
No,
under 20, yeah.
Oh, under 20s, yeah. But before that, we played Schoolboys in New Zealand. We played against Fiji.
It would have been the under 20s, I'm sorry.
Yeah. But before that, we played in Australian Schoolboys, and we played... Both played. He played second row then. He wasn't an 8.
Yeah, right.
I played 7. We both wearing red headgears. I used to wear red headgear.
Yeah. That's
mate, and it was ridiculous because the game we were playing against Fiji. The game got recorded. Mate, it was like a 2,000 pixel camera and you couldn't tell us apart. So like I'd do something probably poor and he would get blamed for it and all that sort of stuff.
Was it Fiji?
Yeah, Fiji. Yeah. And then obviously we went to 20s in 2019.
Yeah.
And that's where we beat the New Zealand 20s.
Yeah.
And that was a big win.
Awesome. Awesome to be part of. And then obviously made the final, lost by a point to France in the World Cup.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Did you lose that?
Yeah, by a point. Mate, but that game itself, like we scored a try in the opening minute.
It was such a good game, and it was pissing down rain.
Oh man, I can't remember.
No,
but
yeah.
we
Weird memory of mine. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
mate,
we lost by a point. We missed two penalty goals, 2 conversions.
Yeah. Do you know what else I remember? Is you guys playing against Norse a couple years ago, and Duncan Payawa was playing.
When he used to carve up.
It was fun fact actually about that. Sorry, Dunk. I hope you're not listening, mate. But
He probably is.
Dougie Raymond from Jeeps was playing. Good old Dougie. He was a North
club
boy.
captain of the Gallopers.
But he was playing 12 or 13, and you guys were down. I think like maybe 4 or 5 tries to nothing at halftime, and then you ended up winning the game somehow,
right.
and Duncan came on, and that's when you beat him. You beat Norse, but I just remember that. Do you remember that or not?
I actually remember I played Norths. The funny thing is, I think I played Norths 3 times in first grade.
Yeah.
I think I've lost to them twice.
See, that's crazy. Like,
This is why you should be a
No, but the thing is, I played them 2019 when we sort of came back before 20s.
Yeah.
And we pumped them, smoked them. That was our really good year when we went to the final.
You won.
Then I remember I made one of my debut year, 2017. Close game, we lost. And then I think it was 2018. It was when they had Duncan.
Nick Eustace or
ran it. I think was Reese maybe. I don't know, but that's when Duncan ran a clinic.
Yeah,
PR and mate carved up at 12, and we were like, why is he not playing? Like,
yeah.
Like he was just toiling with us.
Yeah.
Like, as a 12.
Where's he now overseas?
Yeah, he's with Toulon earning.
Yeah, millions.
He was
billions.
originally at the Broncos, and then
he was a leaguey.
signed over to
Wasn't no he? What school did he go to?
Oh, he was some state school.
He was a freak though. Still is. Like
Campton or something?
maybe, yeah.
Let's not get caught up on Big Duncan.
Yeah.
Hey, would you ever go to league? Like, if the fantastic Brisbane Broncos said, Fraser, mate, here's 700K, come across to the Brisbane Broncos,
Here's a
Or would
milli.
you come
Here's a
across-
milli. Here's a milli, Fraser. Here's a milli a
Does
season.
league ever come knocking, or it's not your style of sport?
Nah.
Like,
Well, you look
where
at
would
what
you
am I
play?
good at in Union?
Where
Like
would you play?
I'd probably play 13.
Yeah, you would play.
I was going to say.
exactly.
I was
you
going
would
to say
play
12,
13.
like a bit of an edgy. Like just
Maybe,
short,
but it's probably
hard
more
line.
just the ball playing
Yeah,
for me.
massive.
Yeah.
Like my ability in Union is over the ball. That's obviously not in league.
Nah, not at all.
I'm probably my ball playing in that it's there, but other than that, it's a tough game. Like
Yeah.
we were talking about it today. I was talking with my strength and conditioning coach, and the fact that AFL and NRL are 28,
rounds or rounds,
whatever,
yeah,
plus
yeah,
finals,
yeah.
mate.
It's
It's
massive
we were
season.
talking about it today, and obviously, if you play Super Rugby, you play Wallabies, it's about the same amount of games, but you have a break because you go in a different environment. Obviously, there's Kangaroo Tours and Origin, but it's 3 games, But big seasons of different coaching, different players.
Yeah.
Mate, it would be so difficult for Groundhog Day. You look at the teams that are sometimes struggling, Tigers in the past, just to be able to get up, knowing that it would be tough.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Titans for that fact. They're
You got to give it to
shit out.
Yeah.
People don't
80
realise that as well. They
Yeah,
think it's
that's
just
a great point.
just rock up, but that's mental toll and the body and going
Well,
The
just
80 minutes of,
physicality too.
80-minute players, compared to someone who comes off the bench for the guys that are copping 300 games and that. That's Cameron Smith. To play in the middle like that, 400 games, that's insane when you think of it like that. Yeah,
Ridiculous.
28 plus 30. You'd be playing 40 games a season.
kicking as well.
Oh yeah, mate,
from the side.
It's more the contact for him. I don't. Yeah, just
it's brutal. Righto, so 13. I'm thinking you'd be like a combination of Carrigan and Ruben Cotter.
just a dog.
why because of the hair.
Well, yeah, you got the size more like Cotter.
I was thinking Victor
You'd be-
Radley, but not carry on.
Yeah, maybe Victor.
He can
I
hit
like-
that
I
bloke.
like Victor
You
Yeah,
watch
he can
him in the
hit.
league?
Yeah. I'm not
Not
mate.
avid.
There's so many games going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
It's tough to watch. Obviously, play and try to catch up. Definitely try to watch as.
Who's your Broncos?
Well, the
You
thing is, support Brisbane.
Brisbane,
Yeah.
Dolphins,
That's who I'd go for.
covering both.
I'd definitely support I'd support Bronx, and then I'd probably support the Cows.
Cows.
But obviously, just enjoy it.
Watching.
Can't
Yeah.
see anyone really beating Penrith at the moment.
Righto.
Or the Tigers?
mate, they're there.
I hate the Tigers, mate.
Well,
I can't
you're talking
stand
about
it.
Penrith when they're full
Yeah.
strength. They're
Yeah,
just been there, done that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
they're Clearyless right now.
yeah.
Their side, I had a look.
but-
Their side with the players they lost, if you put that into a team,
It's insane.
it's insane.
Yeah, like
I
Crichton
remember-
and
yeah,
Kikau, yeah.
But honestly, speaking of those blokes, I love watching the Bulldogs at the moment. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did
mate,
well. Eh?
do you watch the 20 when they played Roosters, and it was when it was pissing down with rain, and there was about 6-7 HIAs,
Oh, yeah.
and like it was just like a bash fest in the
Yeah.
in the pouring rain.
They won that.
Yeah, and they won.
Yeah,
it was
they
like
were
the 20.
26-0
It was like
yeah.
the 20-year reunion of the
Yeah.
And they had the
The
old
old
school
boys.
jerseys.
yeah, and
on.
I thought that was great.
So that's what you love. You like a good old fashioned wet weather basher.
Well, I just like the
It's like footy. Good
yeah,
games.
just like the I don't know. They've had a poor run at the
Yeah.
and now they're starting to come through and
You like a good love story, mate. A team that's been at the bottom.
yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
How-
but- See, he's got a soft spot for the Tigers like me, I can tell.
Mate, I can't stand them.
I
Can't
love
stand
the
the
Tigers, mate.
See,
just 'cause
I don't
wanna see
really
you
have an
doing
opinion
well.
about the Tigers. So
Oh, here we go.
Good.
Mate,
Yeah.
you're not following me like you used to. I need you on my hip. Think of me like Wilson. I'm trying to give you an offload. I am trying to give you an offload, and you are not there when I need you. I'm going to have to give it to
I want to hear the
Vesti.
story why you don't like the Tigers.
Dude, they just like they're so predictably shit. But they're like somehow
they're
every
not.
now and
They've been good.
then they'll like come out with a win when they shouldn't win. Like how do they beat the Panthers? You know? Like is that
Well, they competed. I'll give you that. They competed against the
And they
Panthers.
beat them last year or the year before.
Yeah.
they,
didn't
they have a really good record
Yeah.
strangely against
Yeah.
the Panthers.
The
Like,
Titans are a team that are shit. I've put a bet on Fraser this year for the shareholders. If the Titans don't come last, I'm so scared of heights that I'll jump out of a plane. Because I'm that confident that they're going to come last.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a fun experience jumping out of a plane. You'll love it.
Oh, you done it?
Yeah, done it.
Yeah, so talk to us about that. So what'd you do, 15,000 feet?
Mate, don't know the footage, but I went up
Did
there.
you get it
Byron?
filmed?
Yeah, I got it
Byron?
filmed. I got some photos I can show you. It's
So
pretty.
where'd you do it from? Talk
Nah, I
to me
went
about
to
that.
up the sunny coast.
Yeah, okay,
Did it there.
Noosa.
Not Noosa. Did it at Caloundra.
Yeah, okay.
Went up, mate, and landed at
Kings.
no
Dickies.
up north. Keep going. A few beaches up.
Oh,
Rainbow? It's Rainbow.
Caloundra. Caloundra, there's Dickies, Kings, Moffat.
No, not in
Crumban.
yeah, Crumban. No, Curramundi. Curramundi.
Curramundi, yeah.
Curramundi.
Crumban's down the
Crumban's down the coast.
Yeah,
But
we
we
all
landed.
killed it in geography.
Yeah, we got there in the end, didn't we? No, but we landed there.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
mate, it was perfect. Like it was. It's funny. You go up there and we luckily lucked out with a beautiful day. Like
Right.
no clouds in the sky. So it's so cool to see the coast
Yeah.
from that height, and then you jump off and you don't realize, mate, it's fucking cold.
Yeah.
Like it is freezing.
Oh, is it?
Mate, it's so cold. And we went in like probably September,
Yeah,
October.
okay.
Is,
So
is the Earth flat or is it round? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, don't.
mate, it's got to be round.
Thank you.
Can you see
Holy
it?
shit. Mate, if you said flat,
Oh,
we'd have a
flat,
serious problem.
you would get, I was ready to tee off in
Mate,
you.
should we get some theories out there?
Yeah, mate,
Oh.
we've got plenty of time. All right, so because I'm interested. Did you do it with mates?
Nah, I did it. Technically, I did it with my misso and
Yeah.
her brother.
Right.
But you jump out, and obviously you've got someone on you, and he's like,
Tandem.
yeah,
Did
yeah,
you feel safe with old mate?
yeah. Like you feel good, and then like obviously you're free falling. That's when you go, oh shit. Like you don't know if your parachute's gonna
Yeah,
pop,
well,
but then you pull it, and like it has a jolt, so
Yeah.
like whacks
so the
you.
old fella cops a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, and then you sort of once it goes and you glide, that's when you realize how cold it is too, because you've got so much time. But it's great, mate. It's like it's a thrill. It's something you can say you ticked off.
Yeah.
I see the Titans not coming last. So take this on
Who's
board.
coming last then? Tigers
Titan-
for you then?
yeah.
The Rabbitohs, I think.
No, they can't. They just
Rabbits.
can't.
They can't with their roster.
Yeah,
Surely they
can't.
have to.
Well, I mean,
They just can't.
I'll jump if the
Oh!
Rabbitohs don't come. If the Rabbitohs come,
So if the Rabbitohs don't come last, you'll jump. If the Titans don't come last, I'll jump.
That's.
other way around, I think.
No, so
Wait,
Rabbitohs.
if the Titans-
You said they will come
you
last.
said they will come last.
Yeah, they will.
So that if
They
they
will.
don't,
So if they
then
don't,
yeah,
you've got to
yeah,
jump.
yeah.
There you go, shareholders. That's
Jesus, how was that
holy,
hard for
yeah,
me?
that was difficult to
I'll
watch.
tell you what, there is not much between the ears. Hey. You,
I've
you
had a
don't,
big
you don't think
day.
that's where his education came from, pal. Anyway, can you get to... My sister told me this. She reckons when they were skydiving, once the parachute comes, she could link up with her friend. Was that the case, or is she
Well,
talking
you can
bollocks?
drive, yeah. So you can,
you drive?
Or like obviously the bloke's driving behind me, like he's got it all,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
he's like,
yeah,
"Oh,
of
take
course.
control," and you go and you lean. It's funny, and then it's like, mate, if you pull that down, you're going like this. So like,
Hectic.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
be careful. But then
Don't touch that.
Yeah,
Better.
I'm
No,
just like,
I'll let
I
him
choose
drive.
life over bloody trying to link up with my mates.
I
so.
don't drive stick, so I won't be driving a parachute. But righto, well that's interesting to know. Were you scared of heights, or you just did it because your missus this was a bonding experience for you too? Something you can
Well,
do.
I think we did get it for a birthday. So
Yeah, well there you go. So it was there you go.
but it was more just something to do. Yeah, it was great.
And all I hear about is when you land, you are just feeling yourself.
Mate,
Like,
you
you're
have
top of the world.
endorphins rushing through
Yeah.
you.
For like a while too, I think.
100%, yeah, you do.
So you would have done it after your season, so you could kind of.
Yeah, did it.
Have a
Actually,
crack?
did it before the spring tour. So it was like it was in between the rugby championship had finished for the Wallabies,
Yeah.
and then going to that spring tour. We had about 3 weeks off. So did
The
it.
coach
sick.
would have loved to hear that you're jumping out of a plane, or he had no
Mate.
idea.
How's Kissy?
Mate, it's done.
How's Les?
Kissy's great, mate.
Yeah.
He's really good. He,
Lazy kiss.
mate,
We love Kissy.
Kissy's, mate, he's a legend.
Yeah.
He
I
gets
don't
it.
know much about Kissy, but from what
He was a league. He was a winger.
Leaguey.
Yeah.
Yeah, played 4 games, I think.
Yeah.
Hell of a name, Les Kiss.
He played for Australia.
Mate, awesome name.
Yeah.
Did he?
Awesome.
Yeah, he literally played for Australia,
Oh, right.
which is insane. He's not a big guy.
No, he's not. Yeah, he's awesome. He's very quirky and he reads really well into the emotional side of everything. But he knows his stuff and he knows how to get you going, which is great.
Yeah, that is good.
What difference to Thorny? Like a bit more less serious, or like
He's still
intense,
serious, but
or-
they're just different. Thorny knows, like he's played the game
yeah.
at a high level, so that's where he gets his experience from. Is
Yeah.
like he's been there, done that in a player's view. So he tries to put his player's view as a coach onto the players. Well, Les has sort of done that, but not really, because that was back in the day. He's coached a lot and around the world, so he's able to use that coaching experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, just two different blokes.
For me, it's like, who's a good people manager? Like, how do they, talk to players and relate and stuff like that? Like, they're the best coaches.
Well,
I reckon.
100%. And you look at, like, realistically, best coaching groups, like the coaches we have at the Reds as well that have come through are awesome.
Yeah.
Like, and tends to be makes or break the head coach. Because, like you said, head coaching a lot about, being able to talk to players.
Yeah.
If you're not picked, if you are picked, how's family life, how's off the field?
Yeah.
Can you go to them with an issue, blah, blah, blah. They still talk to you and tell you what you need to be better at. But I'm not getting specifics of my game really from
It's
Les.
from
I'm
Leslie,
getting
yeah.
it through Brad, our defensive coach, or through Chalk and Fish, the forwards, and break. That's where I'm going.
See, that's something
that's
people
good to know.
probably don't realise, actually.
Yeah.
Like, is that those, the assistant coaches and stuff. Well, they say that about Mal Meninga. He wasn't out there, telling Thurston to do this.
Oh,
and that.
100%.
He's there to sort of get the team together.
You bring
and-
culture.
Yeah.
That's your
Yeah.
you ignite the culture within the team. You get standards, and you want to bring energy to make the place enjoyable to come to work.
Yeah.
It's
What,
huge.
Joey Schmidt? Do you know much about him? The Wallabies' new coach.
Sort of know, but I haven't
Spoken to
no,
him?
I
Has he
haven't
given you a
spoken to him.
tingle?
No, obviously he's worked with Les before in Ireland, and I think he's trying to stay away from people at the moment, which is great.
Let him play their footy.
Let him play. Like, he doesn't interfere. I think that's awesome. So
Eddie would have called you probably every now and then back in the day.
yeah, 100%. Yeah. Well, that's what obviously Eddie would speak to you a lot.
Yeah.
He'd motivate. That's how he would operate.
Yeah.
With Dave beforehand, like there would be a mid-season Wallaby camp where you'd sort of get picked.
Yeah.
I never really spoke too much with Dave. But yeah, it's great. So you can just sort of focus on your footy. I think the coaches from each Super Rugby club are speaking to Joe.
Yeah,
and then you can sort of get your feedback through them.
that.
That's smart, actually.
But it's been positive, but it's not big focus as well.
Nah.
It's not like this needs to happen. It's just like, blah, blah, blah.
Just do your thing.
Oh, yeah.
When's your first Wallabies game this year? Is it against South Africa?
No, we have we play Wales twice and Georgia.
Georgia.
That's in,
Fucking hell, what
I
is
think,
this?
And the Reds
end of
play-
June,
the
start of
Reds-
July.
Reds
Yeah.
play Wales.
Yeah,
as well.
so we go. So Wallabies play Wales, Georgia. That Georgia weekend, Wales play the Reds at Suncorp,
That's crazy.
and then we have a week off, and then I think the first game of the rugby champ, Wallabies play South Africa at Suncorp.
at Suncorp again, because we didn't have one last
No.
year.
No, which
And I'm
is-
surprised we don't have one in that mid-season. It's
Yeah.
It
just
should be a lock.
Well, the record is so good. You'd
it's
play every
maybe
game
just
there.
because has to be something maybe to do with the league and maybe the origin. I'm not
Yeah.
too sure.
Yeah.
But like, if
what
you're
I'm thinking.
if you're the ARU and you're
Let's
going,
get a theory out there, Fraser.
why do we
for
why do the Wallabies win at Suncorp? Pfft, who cares? Let's play our games there.
100%.
You know?
It's just such a great stadium.
Yeah.
Like like I was speaking about the great stadiums at Spring in the Northern
Yeah.
Hemisphere. Like they get a lot of people there, but like you look at they're all spread out. Like Principality in Cardiff and Wales, it's like Suncorp. It's built up. It
Yeah.
feels on top of you. That's what Suncorp is. It feels on top of you,
Yeah.
and it's
You're not playing in a fucking arena like a track.
no,
around
yeah.
and
It
shit,
always feels like it's a fast deck, so it's always
Yeah.
going to be an entertaining game. And
Is it your favourite stadium without being biased?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, like again,
Like,
I
for so many
can't say
different
that I've played a lot of games in the Northern
Right,
Hemisphere. I haven't.
yeah.
Like I played in Stade de France, which is about 85,000. But again, that's got a little running track around it. But it's like a bowl, but it's so loud. And
Right.
you know, haven't played in Scotland, haven't played Twickenham, which I'd
Yeah.
love to do. Twickenham
Twickenham.
would be unbelievable.
Fuck
Aviva in Ireland, haven't played.
Oh, haven't you?
But played in the Wales game.
Have you gone on any Bra-Bars tours?
No.
You haven't? Yeah, okay. Because I thought you might have played on one there, but no.
Haven't, like South Africa again, wild over there. Didn't play the South African game last year in Pretoria, but that was
Oh,
mate.
shit.
So that it's like similar stadium to Suncorp, like it's on top of you.
yeah.
Mate, they've gotten these two like 747 Boeings
Oh, dude,
flying.
Yeah.
Mate, I'm talking, mate, they almost clipping
Yeah.
the top of the grandstand,
You-
and then they're trailing
Have you
with
seen it on TV?
South African colours. And I'm there in the stands going, oh,
What, this is a tradition?
I don't know. They've just got a license to do whatever the fuck they want to do.
And, mate, that scares the living daylights out of me.
Mate, it is. They do it
If
so
they've
well.
got a license.
They on the big screen. They like if you do something wrong or knock it on, mate. There's like memes and all this sort of stuff taking the mick out of the opposition.
Oh, what?
Yeah, like but they
On the big screen.
Yeah, but it's
What,
always
someone's just created a
no
Oh,
like.
there's a keyboard warrior just
Mate.
going rogue at home.
Mate,
going
they just do it
rogue.
so well, and like everyone's in the stand, obviously, probably pretty blind. They're dancing.
Yeah,
it just looks
yeah.
like a good time, and
Yeah.
it's pretty
We need to go to
daunting.
South Africa.
Mate.
Well, what we should do is they should get me and Saucy to run the
Yeah.
things at
Well,
at
that's what we always
Suncorp.
say. Like you're looking at like, say when the Reds play, it's always very fair. Like you sort of want to put the onus on them. If they've knocked it on and it hasn't been picked up, you want to replay that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
shit,
it's like
yeah.
opposite for us, you want to get it off the screen. Like surely
Yeah.
there's a bit of tactics in that.
Well,
that's-
there has to be.
They've got it right. Like even
Such
the
a
Kiwis
fair-
do that
such a
shit,
fair
I reckon,
state.
as well. Yeah. Well, we need to get in contact, and someone
we
needs to get in contact.
seriously
We'll do the replays.
Yeah.
We'll
You
make the
know-
memes.
Because, we're talking about there being pricks. Who's the biggest prick you've come up against? And, look him straight down the barrel and let him know if he's an active player, because I want to see you go after this bloke.
Nah, there's.
You're such a little softy, aren't
Mate,
you?
the
What do you
game's
expect him to
changed.
say?
Oh, I want him
what do
to,
Probably you, Berkey, mate. Yeah.
I'm just trying to wind him up
know,
today.
mate.
And he's doing so
Media
well.
trained, mate.
Yeah.
Mate, you're sports psychologist. I'm going to need his number.
No,
or
it's
her
more just the
number.
fact that like.
Yeah, you all love it. It's a love affair these days.
Well, the game itself has changed.
Yeah,
like
I
you can't.
understand, mate.
It's not like back in the day with Backy's Bertha and when Thorny dropped
Yeah.
John Smith on his head and then
Yeah.
You can't just get away with look 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Like you
No,
get
no.
nothing. Yeah.
you get done for that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like sure, there's niggly
yeah,
people
but that's
that.
what I mean. Give me who gives you a bit of niggle.
What about Eben? What about Eben Etzebeth? I wouldn't
Like
talk shit about
personally,
him.
like
Nothing,
I haven't had.
nothing fancy. This
I haven't had anything to do with them.
is
Yeah.
what I did in grade 9. I taught this man, mate, don't get phased.
Good to hear that he didn't listen to you.
Don't get phased by anyone, mate. Be strong. And this is a habit that I've taught.
Here's a better one. Who's your best or your favourite like off-field companion? Someone you have a good time with.
Yeah, here we go.
Obviously there's.
Give us a few too.
I'll give a few.
Give us your starting pack. Actually, give us your front row.
You're the 7.
Your hooker. Okay, so your best front rower you got on the piss with, or you've had a good time with off the field.
Harry Hoopert's hilarious.
Yeah. So Hooper,
he's hilarious.
Hooper,
He's so funny.
Tell you a funny story about him.
Mate, he is hilarious. Like he's so good. Like, he was injured a lot last year.
Yeah.
We only had him for 1 year. Luke Jones.
Yeah.
Is there?
Bones.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you a funny Hooper story. You guys have come here and had your Mad Mondays and Silly Sundays and whatever. The guy didn't care, luckily, but you were all downstairs and you were leaving, and this fella's on the couch sitting down there, and he's got a plate of ribs, and Harry's gone up, grabbed a rack of ribs and just eaten it. It was a big beef rib, bone, and then put it back on the plate. And you boys, I've gone up and I've gone, mate, what the fuck are you doing? Because I've seen the guy. The guy's just sat back looking at it. He just kind of like smiled and laughed and go, yeah, right. And then,
did he even know who he was?
I don't think so. Yeah. And then you guys have gone. I was like, mate, oh my God.
Look, I'm gonna also I love my brother's mates as well. Fairs, Wilso, Fluky, Smithy, Lawson.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to stick away from them.
Yeah, that's
because
what I mean.
they would be like my obviously go-tos, right?
Good.
I'm gonna try to stick away.
Now now you're getting into your work.
Yeah. Obviously, I said Jonesy. He didn't play much, but we had him. He ran a great court session for our Mad Monday. He's a good man. Very
tall,
very fun, tall.
Yeah.
He young parent, but I tell you what, he did not let kids stop him from having fun.
Love to hear
yeah, he would bring him he would have a great time.
Second row.
He was a lot.
Oh, he's your second row.
Look, I had a good time after the World Cup with so it was me, Tom Hooper, Isaac Fines. We went to Majorca together with our partners. Yeah. We had a great time together. So I'd say those two would be in there, ripped in.
If you're listening, Fonzie. He's a good fella.
Gets a chewy out.
So he's your 9.
Yeah, he's a 9, mate.
Oh, no. You're the 7. Can we get a blind side or maybe a centre in there?
Centre. Oh.
And give the shareholders something that they're just going to go, holy shit, okay.
Put me on my feet here a little bit.
Well,
I've got a big crew to think
I know
of.
you've got a big crew, and
look,
some might be offended.
I love Wrongers, Liam Wright.
Yeah.
He's very rare. Mate, I've got the funniest video of him. So he's one blue moon, very professional guy, very committed, captain. He plays that role very seriously. But when he's on, mate, he is the worst. In a good way. Once in every blue moon, but when he goes big, which is probably how you should do it.
Yeah. And when you see him and you know he's going, you're saying, I'm getting on your hip tonight.
Yeah, he's fun. He's fun.
He's only human.
But I'm just trying to think of the current Australian fullbacks. Banksy have a crack?
Banksy, yeah, he does. He's a good man when
Kellaway?
he does. Haven't had too much with Kells. Banksy was always a
good fun.
Yeah.
Is there someone that you wish you could have played with back in the day, growing up?
Oh, for sure.
Who'd you look up to?
I've heard, I've looked up to a lot of people. So I've heard George Smith could drink for Australia.
Yeah.
He was apparently amazing. Wrongers, again, his first year was when George was there in 2018.
You weren't there then?
No, I wasn't there.
He's my favourite player.
2018, yeah, I was there the year after, and he said, mate, he took me under his wing and just looked after me, and I was like, oh, jealous of you, mate.
Do you have any mentors like that? Do the Reds do that, or any ex-players?
No, people reach out all the time.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
through. There's vintage Reds that sort of come here. They're thereabouts, but people just reach out, I suppose. I've always heard, Liam Gill always had a crack.
Yeah,
I think he would be a fun guy to be around.
Frisbee? Well, you weren't there when he was there.
Not I'd love to.
Pickle.
I've been around with Slips for so much. Love Slips, and now, mate, he doesn't really touch
he
it.
doesn't get on.
He would have a beer or two to enjoy, but I think him in his youth would be quite fun.
Yeah.
Same with Scotty Higginbotham.
Yeah.
He's a great man too.
I can see you and Scotty getting along.
Mate, getting along.
Well.
Yeah. Well, he was captain. No, he wasn't captain that much, but he was there my first year. As
Because
well,
he came back. He left and came back.
So he came back and then was captain 2018 when George was there, and then 2019 Samu became captain. That was my first year.
Yeah.
He was there and he was around, and it was just like he's a bit starstruck because you're like, I grew up watching you winning for the Reds.
Yeah. That'd be wild.
He'd score those like length of the field.
Mate, he's got the record for the most tries as a forward.
He does, in Super Rugby.
He's got 31 or something.
Yeah. You're doing all right, big fella.
What are you up to?
You got? And don't act like you don't know.
No, I checked the other day.
Yeah, of course he did. He checked on his way in.
Mate. Yeah.
So is it 31 is the record?
Nah, so the most
You're gonna beat it.
Mate, no, it's only because Tate broke it.
That's
just
right.
They posted about it, and it was like 41's a record. It's Latho.
Yeah.
Then I'm pretty sure it's Higgins and someone else is tied, maybe 31.
Yeah.
And then at 26, Tate tied is now third with Samu and Nella.
Yeah.
I think they're 26.
Jesus, Nella,
they're
26.
Mate, he's a big boy, hard to stop.
Yeah.
I know Wilso's at 22.
Yeah.
Is he?
Mate, he
can score.
He can. I think I'm at
man.
17 or 15 or 17.
Don't
so I'm not.
think, come on.
No, it's one of those two. I think I'm 17.
Well, I said then it was a Super Rugby record. Obviously not. What's the record forwards for Super Rugby? Do you know?
Well, recently you got TJ, you got Julian beating the record, like their top 10. They're 62. Yeah. Looking on that list, I don't recognise anyone as a forward. So I would have to say it would be.
I'm gonna do my research while you talk.
The big cap,
player,
the big cap sort of play, like Hoops, mate. He would be up there. He's played 170 games.
Coco when he was at the Blues.
He's played. Hoops might have. He's played 170. He's surely bound across just due to games played. Richie McCaw. I don't know.
How many tries you scored this year? You scored a few, eh?
I've scored 3.
Yeah, 3. Oh, you had 4 try assists in a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an amazing. I would love to know if that's the most try assists for a forward in one game. Did anyone tell you that?
No, they brought it up. I'd say it's
got to be
probably
right
not
up
far
there.
off.
It's got to be right up there.
Yeah, just by chance, finding myself
Well,
in
that's a good thing. Mate, I reckon we're going to push for you for most try scorers for the Queensland Reds.
I agree.
And
I agree.
We're going to do this by manifesting having you on the... Because, mate, what you don't understand, Fraser, what's your nickname? What do they call you? Because I'd say FM.
Radio.
Nah, I've got... Phrase is probably just rolls off the tongue.
Rolls off the tongue. Give us a bit more. Like if I'm outside you, what am I yelling?
We've got Franger.
Franger. That's right. Now, we should have heard this at the start of the potty.
Franger.
Franger's mine. That's what I'm calling you.
Slips calls me Slab. He tries to pass on his old nickname to me. Right.
So is he kind of taking you under his hip?
Well, just because Wilson was good mates with him back in the... And then when I was Wallabies, me and Wilson were both there, so we just used to hang out with Slips. And
I'll give you the stats. I haven't got a forward
I'd say Franger, though.
Franger, I'm all over that. That's fantastic.
Julian Sevilla's tied on 60... Or did you say recently?
Or tied, whatever.
He's tied with Israel Folau on 60. And then Doug Howlett, TJ Perinara, Caleb Rowell.
A good one.
Joe Roth. He's 57, good winger. And then there's a few tied on 7. Sterling Mortlock among that.
Seven Reese just got up there as well, mate. He's on like 54. Yeah. 55, so he's
that'd be top 10.
All.
Most conversions, Richie Mo'unga.
Dougie Howlett was fantastic back in...
But any forwards?
No, there's no forwards in that list,
Can you try and find
it's only got the top 10 or 7 there.
Find us the highest forward.
Yeah, I will.
Well, I just try and work out with Franger who we're going to fucking have a crack at.
You love that, eh?
Mate, because I'll clip it and I'll send it straight to him, and I'll say, "Franger wants your head," and I'll send it to Sam Kane.
Mate, it's gonna be bloody Wilson before me, mate. He's locked and loaded with that record coming.
Do you we love plugging on OFD. Do you have any sponsors that you need to plug, mate? Are you sponsored by ASICS?
Got ASICS.
Do you want to give them a quick shout out?
Shout out to them.
Shout out to anyone else. Gilbert, yeah. Who's your headgear with?
Yeah, Gilbert.
Oh, it's a Gilbert headgear. Do you have to block it out? Is that why I don't see it? You know, in league sometimes they sometimes put a sticker over. No,
well that would happen at Wallabies before. If you weren't because they're sponsored by Gilbert. And because they have their own license to have their own
That's where it
headgears.
is.
If you
Gotcha.
don't, and if you wear, I remember Will's told a story of when he debuted, he had no idea. Like they didn't tell him, so he played.
Yeah.
He played with his. I think he had Canterbury at that stage, and the Rugby Australia got fined
Really?
because it wasn't covered up. Yeah, so that's the thing. Yeah.
That's interesting to know. Because sometimes you just look at it and you're like, why do they have a tape over that thing? So he actually got fined for that.
No, he didn't.
No, not him personally. The ARU got fined.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's because it's
I
all
can't
contracts.
find
They've got
this.
to.
They've got to do it. Yeah, of course. Is there anyone else? There's nothing else that you want to plug, mate?
No.
How's it been sitting on the couch with us?
Mate, it's been great.
Yeah, you'd recommend it to any other massive athlete like yourself out there? You're following on some big footsteps, mate.
Who's been? We got Lenny. Love Lenny.
Lenny, Alfie,
Charlotte Caslick.
Charlotte Caslick.
She was good.
You ever played against her in a bit of mixed touch or something like that?
No.
You know who she is?
Yeah, I love Charlotte.
Oh,
you know who she
mate,
is?
You know, sometimes you just got to ask the question. Would
Mate,
you ever
the Sevens
follow?
girls are amazing.
They're
They're
top of the
unbelievable.
world.
Mate, going for gold.
Yeah.
And men's are doing well, too.
I
Yeah.
wanted to ask you this question
Maurice
before we
Longbottom.
wrap this up
Yeah.
quickly. Would you follow Hooper in sevens for a gold medal opportunity at the Olympics in Brisbane 2032? So how old would you be?
33.
Yeah, you can do it.
Imagine that.
You can do it.
I think that would be cool. Because it's Brisbane.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. But like, it's such a
massive
different
ask.
game. Like,
He's-
you look at Hoops is fit and he's quick.
Yeah.
And it's like the learning and the art of the game. Like, I played sevens when I was like 15, played Queensland sevens.
Yeah.
It was a difficult game because it's one-on-one. In 15s, do I ever find up one-on-one with a back who's got skillful, who's quick?
Yeah,
Mate,
true.
never. I'm in a defensive line. I've got people inside, outside me, you know?
True.
If I'm making a missed tackle, maybe it's because I'm trying to come back and they're already made a line break and, they deuce me. But in sevens, mate.
It's so one-on-one.
Oh, it's one-on-one.
Yeah.
You have to be agile, light on your feet, quick, fit.
But you've got the game for it.
But you look at I don't.
Tom, mate.
I think it'd be great. I think it'd be cool in Brisbane.
in
That's a cool thing to
Brisbane.
think
You
about.
know who
Haven't thought about
who
that.
was a freak. And
I'm
I
glad
don't know
I
if you
brought it
ever
up.
did you ever play against Sean McMahon? Because he was a sevens. He started in sevens.
Nah,
he actually missed
mate.
schoolies to play sevens for Australia.
Mate,
It's a fun
Shawnee,
fact.
awesome man.
Yeah.
Haven't played against him, but I played. He came into Wallabies camp.
Yeah.
2021. So he came in. Obviously, this is when when you had to do quarantine.
Oh,
so he
yeah.
came in part of the Wallaby squad to do quarantine. He did 2 weeks by himself, and he's loves having a beer.
Oh,
And-
mate, well,
and-
I was going to say, if you need a number 8 in your off-field
Mate,
drama
100%.
side, you throw Sean
Well, I never
in
played with him, but he we had a
And
few
Campbell
beers,
Magnate
had a few
too.
beers with him, mate. And the next day he's like a lunatic, like running it off, like
Yeah, dude.
panning.
He owns the
maniac.
wing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, and he came in anyway. He came into the Wallabies. He was there for 3 weeks. Was expected to play. Only played 1 game off the bench, but he did a 2-week quarantine. I'm pretty sure had beers every weekend. But he's just a legend of a bloke.
Yeah.
He's
He can
someone
play
I
too.
wish that the Wallabies, he kept going there.
Yeah.
He's had a bit of bad run
Injury
for the
run.
injuries
Yeah.
at the moment, which is. But he's again he's so strong upstairs. So
Yeah.
his mind's.
We do a belt bender beer with,
Well, he takes the cake.
we do a belt bender beer to end the show. Okay, mate. You kind of did it, but we'll quickly do one just because it's a ritual that we do with all our
Yeah.
guests, and the guests just love it, mate. Like they come from near and far.
Who we?
for
What's
it.
the theme? Should we go?
So what we'll do is
Old Reds players?
We'll do old Reds players.
So we'll go. Drewy Mitchell's one. We'll go.
We'll go Crofty
Yeah.
and
Isn't he? Hasn't
Well,
he got
I've-
something to do with the Reds right now?
if he's got
Crofty?
something to do
No.
with him, we don't want to put you in.
No, but I can't say I've never had
No,
heard any
Experience
stories
with
or
it.
had
Yeah,
an
okay.
experience. So maybe it's people.
We'll give.
You maybe give me 2. Keep going with that one, and then give
Yeah.
me someone you could think I'd have.
So who'd we go with?
We went Drew
Oh, you know who
Mitchell.
we'll go with because I know we'll go Rocket Rod Davies.
Oh, I've had an experience. I'm belting him.
He didn't even get to the final. He said, "Give me Rocket Rod."
Should we do Crofty in there, or should we go something
No, we'll
else?
go someone else.
How
So-
about Quaid?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Quaid, Rocket, and
Oh,
Drewy
Kenya.
Mitchell. Nah, go those three.
Yeah. Actually, there's a few. Yeah, okay. We'll go those
Yeah.
ones, and then I want
So
to
you're
do one
belt and
more.
rod.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, we're flogging Rocket.
I'll tell you a story off camera, but
Yeah, okay.
I've heard some stories. I'm not surprised you're flogging him. I played him in corporate tens.
Yeah.
Fucking pain in the ass. Anyway, so we're belting.
Looser, I've heard.
Yeah.
I
I've heard some yarns,
he
funny yarns.
clobbered some bloke up in the Sunshine Coast in just park rugby. I think he was meant to get suspended for ages. Don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're flogging Rocket Rod, and then who are we getting on the bender with? Quaid or
Drewy.
Mitchell? No, that's a good one. Probably got
It is a good one.
I think I know who you're going to go with.
I've been around Quady a lot.
Yeah, but
Doesn't really touch it anymore. And I was with actually the club champs. We're our brothers just gone Randwick,
Good
and obviously
win.
great win. Curly was up there and Drewy was there,
Yeah.
and having a yarn. And I knew a few people who sort of work with him, and we're talking about his 40th, and it just happened, and the boys looked like they had a good time. Him in Hong Kong, you got to go.
yeah,
You got to go,
What was
Drewy.
that
I think
their
he'd.
40th. I saw footage of that.
Yeah, that was 40th, and he went to Hong Kong with the boys, and
Yeah.
Coco, they're potty,
did
and
the
they're
thing.
doing well.
So
So
we're
got to go, Drew.
We're bendering with Drew.
Yeah, I would say at this present time,
Yeah.
maybe if we're talking about past Quaid, mate, maybe that's
Friday's Quaid.
mate. That
Quaid at Fridays
Mate.
in 2011.
mate, that throws a spanner in the works. But we're not talking about that, are we? So
You're right, current time.
And now we're having a beer with Quaid.
Yeah.
That's a great way to win.
Yeah, having an Asahi in Japan with Quaid, that'd be all right.
Yeah, that's a
and
great way.
I wouldn't be
to
paying for it because he's good for it. So
Yeah. Well, is he? What's he doing, Quaid?
He's playing in Japan.
He
yeah,
is
he plays in
playing?
Osaka.
Okay.
He's-
Kintitsu Liners.
You been
The
to
second-
Osaka?
Nah,
Great
I haven't been
country.
in
Oh, great
Japan, mate.
city,
I haven't been in
Jesus.
Japan. So.
Do you just want to finish the story with an interesting theory for the shareholders? Do you have a theory on your mind that will just keep him guessing? Just leave him with the question.
Well, it's funny because speaking of James O'Connor, mate, he
Oh, he's
loves
full of them,
theories,
isn't
mate,
he?
and you
Fucking
can get
here
into
we
a
go.
conversation with him, and mate, if you had him on here, if you really wanted to, you'd probably keep talking throughout the night. Like he just has everything you can talk
It's
about.
probably not. Would he be a good guess?
He would be. His thing is 9/11 inside job.
Is he a conspiracy theory guy?
Yeah.
Didn't he go and see someone? Was he seeing like a pommy bloke?
No, because he said there was like a doco on Netflix about it all.
Yeah.
And he said like the big thing about, and now I'm invested. The big thing about
Here we go.
9/11 was
Yeah.
apparently the big dogs of the trade towels
They
or whatever.
took out insurance.
Mate,
now.
it was the
Yeah.
big dogs. That week they took out a huge insurance
Yeah.
thing payout. They changed the insurance and they weren't in that day.
And you know what it was? It was it was explicitly like a terrorist attack thing with
Yeah.
planes going into the
Yeah, and they weren't
way.
and they weren't in that whole day or
Yeah.
that week.
How do
I'm
I
not
know
sure.
that?
Mate,
How do I
and
know?
that just
Jock, I'm with you, brother.
That just builds the
Freda,
case.
You want a part two, don't you?
That
Where
just
we-
builds the case.
doesn't it? That's interesting. And they're still alive and they're obviously living
Well,
the
they
dream.
weren't
I
there.
have no idea. I haven't.
Yeah.
But then there's also another thing is like
Give us
apparently
more.
that. And speaking to some of the boys about it, because that's just got me
Oh,
Yeah.
fired up, just having yarns and
Yeah.
think what people like to hear. So,
Yeah. No,
I'm
this
talking
is
to one of the
good.
boys, Nogsy, at training, and he knows a fair bit. Like he's quite an intelligent guy.
Who's Nogsy?
Zane Nongor.
Oh yeah, I saw him
Yeah.
on. He was here on. He didn't play. He was
No.
here. Yeah. He
having a rest, but
yeah.
no, he's a super intelligent guy. And anyway, speaking to him, and he said that there was there was a footage of apparently the Pentagon getting like a plane or something crashing into this
Yeah.
Pentagon, and they said it wiped all documentation, and I think it was regarding to 9/11, and the
okay.
only footage that was able to get it is off a
It's like a
surveillance camera from like a
car park or something.
car park or like a servo,
Yeah.
and it doesn't look like a plane. Apparently,
It looks like a missile.
yeah. So so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what
Right,
I didn't even know this.
I'm
What
privy to 9/11.
so
I was
it's
quite into it.
it's quite an interesting yarn and topic to get
So do
on.
the Reds, because I'm just so curious, is there a lot of, is it just a big conspiracy kind of side running around at
Conspiracy
Ballymore?
theories.
At
Oh.
Ballymore
Mate, you're bored.
HQ?
You're in the sauna. What
Yeah.
else are you going to talk about? It's
No,
mate, it
that's
makes it
why
20
I'm
minutes go like that.
intrigued. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it was the moon landing real.
Yeah.
We don't know.
So is Jock the man for a conspiracy?
Both jocks.
Oh,
Who's
really?
the other? Oh,
'Cause
Jock
the-
Campbell
Yeah.
and
Is he
and
a bit
Rabs.
of it? Because I can see
He knows. He's
he's quite intelligent bloke.
He's around it. He sort of
Yeah.
knows a fair bit. So Yeah, it's I'd say
Okay.
definitely Rabs though. He loves that sort of stuff. Like he loves it.
So do I, dude. I was really into
It
that.
takes
Then
you
you go
on a
down.
journey.
You know why?
Dude, you know why he would? Because you go down a fucking
Rabbit hole?
rabbit hole.
Mate, you know why we got on this conversation though? Have you guys watched The Covenant
No.
on Amazon Prime?
Nah.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
What
Mate,
is it?
unbelievable
Movie or TV
movie,
show?
unbelievable.
Covenant.
So it's a Guy Ritchie film,
Write that down.
Okay.
and it's
Oh.
on Amazon Prime with Jake Gyllenhaal in it.
Is it the new one?
Oh,
Is it
2023.
new?
Yeah, so last year.
Yeah.
And it's based off pretty much Afghanistan and the
How have I not heard of this?
what are they
Richie and
called?
Jake
The-
Gyllenhaal?
what are they called? The people, the translators who Afghan based, but they get employed by the US Army in hopes for that they get a visa
Right.
and translate and go around helping. Anyway, it's about that, and then about how Afghanistan, US leave Afghanistan. But mate, the story, what happens, unbelievable.
True
Anyway,
story or not? Maybe.
no,
Or
but
made
it's
on
it's like
something.
Let's just say
it's
it could-
unbelievable.
Let's just say
Like,
based on events.
mate, it's honestly one of my favorite movies. It's just so it's
Yeah.
like it's heartwarming, but it's like
I want to watch it.
I
mate,
think-
you'll thank me for it. Anyway, we watched that, and I was talking to him about that, and then we go down the rabbit hole, and he was talking about how Al Qaeda and all this sort of
Yeah.
stuff, and how I was like, mate, you go on Wikipedia and it's a rabbit hole, and then
Yeah.
it went on to the 9/11.
Yeah.
I was just like, Rabs, mate, how do you know all this stuff?
You know
Yeah.
what we might just do?
Rabbit could be-
This could be fantastic. Franger might have a segment. Franger might have a segment, shareholders. Franger's movie of the week, and
Yeah.
we'll just get you to send us a movie, and we'll post it to the
Mate,
shareholders.
I'm all for it.
You-
and
big
it'll
movie
be
guy?
Franger's movie of the week.
Do you like
I'm-
movies?
Just
I
don't
like
give us
movies,
American Pie,
But like
Franger.
my partner Hannah and my roommate Johnny, they've seen everything under the sun. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Are you living with
is this-
Johnny Shaw?
Yeah, Shorey and
Jesus
yeah,
Christ!
if you Lockie Hewitt,
You living with him?
yeah, they live with me too.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, they
true.
live. Yeah, let's make Shorey and Lockie. Let's make that crystal clear. You live with Franger. He doesn't live with you.
Yeah, very true. Sorry,
Are they paying rent?
bloody yeah, they are.
Top dollar? Or-
100%.
Yeah, good.
How much a
Where is
week?
that?
What do you charge him a week?
Nah, I look after him. $200.
Yeah,
That's
that's
nice.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Just
Whereabouts?
Wavell.
Oh, you're in Wavell. Yeah, lovely spot. No wonder you're fucking got a soft spot for Norse, mate.
Yeah.
I'll get you
Literally
down.
live in North.
Mate, you should. You should
Heartland.
Mate, literally
You're
live
in the
like
catchment.
Mate.
I could throw a
Mate,
stone in
what's
the
your
Northfield
local?
pub.
Yeah, Norse Devils, Leaguesy.
No.
The Kraken.
Mate, that's none.
What would
Honestly,
your local be there?
my local would probably be
the Kedron Park one.
no. My local
that-
would be the Prince of Wales,
Oh, yeah.
which I've never been to because I've heard it is
hole, man.
horrendous.
It's a hole.
He's on the corner there.
POW.
I've heard it's horrendous.
Go to the
Pow.
Royal. Go to the Royal. That's a bit nicer in Nunda Village.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say the Crown as well.
Yeah, the
Mate,
Crown's
they've done
alright.
it up.
And it's awesome.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
food
they've
at the
done it up. That's a good plug there.
Yeah.
Crown, if you're looking for an ambassador, Franger right
But
here.
like I don't, Hamilton or Brecky Creek, just
Yeah.
sort of still
Staples.
close.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one.
Still close, but they're not in my catchment. But I'd still travel to go there.
Do you like a punt? Are you a race guy? Eagle Farm type? Like
I-
Stixie?
I like a punt when I get given tips. I'm not
Yeah.
like on it every weekend.
Not like Wilso.
Oh, mate,
loves a punt,
Wilso's no, he's good for it. Try to gives us some tips, but he
bad
tries
for
to
it,
he
yeah.
gatekeeps a little bit. He wants it.
Gatekeeps
He wants
a
to.
bit.
Yeah, he wants. He gave us a tip. He gave he put us in a group chat. He was like, "Yeah, it's my old man." It was like 100 to 1.
Yeah.
Put it on, and I saw him at Brothers, and I was like, "Do you reckon he's got any chance?" He's like, "Oh, not really, but like if it's getting up, you'll thank me." And I was like, "Mate, what about your other tips? Like you're just gatekeeping." It's like, "Mate, I don't want to give you that." Like,
What the fuck?
Oh, so he just
What
wants
the
to
fuck,
celebrate and
Wilso?
let you know that he's had a winner.
well, I'm not. If I would ask him for tips, he would give me tips.
Yeah,
but I'm like,
You're not chasing the
I'm
tip.
not chasing.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if he really, like if he wanted to,
Yeah.
he would be like, "Yeah, mate, sure." But like he's not going, "Mate, boys, get on this one."
Well,
Race
you
not-
never know because it's like he'd cop shit if it loses. you
Exactly,
know?
and that's
So
what
it's like it's,
he's exactly. And that's why
that's
he's
like that's like me every weekend with the fucking my multi.
We can't get we can't we
can't tip
haven't
it.
bought a tip this year. So if you've got any mail,
Well, you
for
can't
us,
really.
mate.
You're not allowed to.
No,
are
no,
you?
he can't.
on nah,
No,
not
not on
us.
you.
Can't
Not
bet
on
us.
you. Maybe like if Wilso's got a shit tip running around, just let us know, eh?
Put it through.
Put it through. Maybe play that song.
Yeah.
Mate, that was outstanding.
Oh, mate,
I'm
had a
about to
very
piss
good
myself.
time.
Yeah, that was good. You mate, yeah, good on the potty, pal. And
Mate,
just
media trained.
remember,
Mate.
shareholders, just quickly, he's
Yeah.
going to do OFD
Let's sort that out.
when
No,
he
we-
scores a try against the Crusaders or whoever his
We
next
said
try
we would.
is.
We said we would figure this out. I don't think OFD is like it's just a bit going off. You know, Can't really do a D. It looks like a P. Like
You don't
it's
know
just-
if you do it the right way either.
It's a bit,
You can't-
it's a bit weird, but
Okay, well,
What-
can
we need to
just-
figure something
Have
out.
you got tape? Do you wear tape? Can
I
you do
don't
like an
wear
OFD
tape. I
on the
don't-
no?
Oh, could you do that? Could
But
you?
then I have to wear it every game.
No,
No,
well,
you'll score your
you'll
next
score
one.
in your first. Maybe that'd be fantastic, mate, because that's going to do us really good. It's
Or
going to do you
maybe
good too.
go
We'll
up
kiss it.
to the camera and just go OFD, like because we'll just get your lip reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or-
If I see a camera, I go,
Or
Yeah.
that maybe
Yeah,
see if
yeah.
that works.
Yeah.
Or right on your mouth guard, write the letters OFD and just smile
Do
at
you
the
wear
camera.
do you wear a mouth guard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it,
Have to,
mate. They're all
Are they legal? Do you have to wear it?
You have to.
You don't
They
wear
are, but
tape.
they are the mouth guards now. They're they've got chips in them, so they
the
all
concussion
from
stuff,
Northern
yeah.
Hemisphere. They push it hard.
Yeah.
So they check your impacts. If you go over a certain threshold,
Yeah.
mate, they can
I've
hook
nailed
you
it.
for HIA.
Someone was saying that actually, and it could be something like even contact you, mate. Like you're carrying the
Yeah,
ball
yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
And you're, and it's just
It
a
all,
whiplash.
mate, all does it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at
That's
this.
crazy.
Very rare though.
Oh,
Like
here we go.
Look at this. It's so easy. O, F,
Nah.
D.
Just
Mate,
show me the
that
D.
is so good.
mate, that does, but then
it
it's
looks like
like
it looks like
O,
a
listen,
like a-
look.
dude,
O,
looks like you're doing the Illuminati symbol.
the other side.
D.
That looks like
That's a P. Yeah.
And the
it's a
F
D.
would.
That's a D right there.
That's your D, not to me.
Well, fuck.
That's what I'm
get
saying.
Franger off.
That's
We're
what
done.
I'm
That's too
Play the
good.
song, mate.
That
I
is
am
too
sick of
good.
this prick. Get him off.
OFD, mouthy OFD. That's it. That's
We'll
the guy.
do something.
Yeah.
I'll get you off.
Thanks,
Get you
Fraser.
right.
No,
Mate, you're
anytime.
outstanding.
You're a legend.
Thanks, that mate. Appreciate it.
Very good. Very good.
You like the song?
Queensland spirit now first.
Yeah, it's class.
Yeah, it's class.
It's class.
First time listening to it.
No, I heard it before.
Thanks, brother.
No, cheers.
Reds will get up against the Crusaders. Manifested here. Fraser
Blues
goes
this
over.
weekend.
Oh, Blues. I'm
Blues,
at
Blues,
Suncorp.
Blues, Suncorp,
So
shareholders,
you
get
might be
there.
seeing a lot of
Yeah.
boys too here or
Yeah.
fans Saturday night.
Yeah.
There you go.
Love it.
Could be the biggest crowd you get after that little plug.
Hopefully.